Hello and welcome to LeetCode Camp Day 6. Today we'll be solving a string related problem, and let's start with the easy problem called valid anagram. Given two strings s and t, write a function to determine if t is an anagram of s. So anagrams are basically, string s is ANAGRAM, and then you could rearrange this string into NAZARAM, which is why string s and t are anagrams, so the output is true. But if you are not able to rearrange them together, then the output is false. Okay, cool. So the obvious solution is basically we could do something like sort string s and then sort string t and then compare s and t, right? And if these two are equal, then yeah, that's an anagram. Otherwise, they're not anagram. But that sorting runs in n log n time, as you remember. So sorting run in n log n time, but we can solve this in n run time rather with using a hash map. So I'm gonna show you how to do that now. So first things first, we're gonna put every single element of string s into a hash map. So let's say we need a hash map. Let's make a hash map. So it's gonna store every single character of the string, and then we need to store how many of that character is present. So we're gonna store this as integer key value. So character key and integer value is called hm equals new hash map. Okay, and then so now let's loop through the first string. So let's say every single character, let's call them C, of s dot to character array. Turn it into an array so that we can loop through the character. And then for each of the character, if hash map does not contains the character already, then we're going to put the character into hash map and start it with index 1. Otherwise, we're going to replace the hash map, replace the key with by getting the key and then incrementing that by 1. So if the hash map if we put a character with one key, then, and if there's another character present, then we're gonna put replace that same with hashmap.get c is going to give us 1, and then 1 plus 1 is 2. So now we're gonna have two values. Hope that makes sense. Okay, cool. So now we have the first string in a hash map. So let's go through the second strip. Let's loop through the second string, and then for each of the character, let's see if it's in the hash map or not. So for each of the character in the second string, okay, so for character, let's call it C again, as t dot to character array. So for each of the character, so first situation is if hash map does not contains the key C. If it does not contain the string, like one of the letters of the other string, then that's not an anagram for sure. So we're going to return false, right? Cool. And then else if what is another situation? So if it does not contain the key, then it's going to return the false. But let's say if it contains the key, but hashmap.get c, it happens to be greater than or equals to 2, because let's say if there's like multiple values, right, like multiple same letter multiple times. So like in the anagram we have a 2 times, then for every single element we're looping through, let's say we find an a, then we have to reduce the value by 1. So from 2 we have to reduce it to 1. So we're going to do hashmap.get c, and then we're going to put it first, hashmap.put c with hashmap.get c and reduce it by 1. Cool. And then else, let's say if there's only one element present, so that's the else statement, then else we're just going to remove that from the hash map. We're just going to remove that letter forever from the hash map. And then if there's another letter, like if it does not contain key, then you return false. Else if the letters is more than 2, like more than or equals to 2 letters like in the input, then we're going to remove 1 every time we come across one. And otherwise, like if there's only one letter, then we're just going to remove it from the hash map so that when we check next time, so cool. And then if this whole for loop passes, then we're going to return true because it's an anagram. But if it does not, then if it does not contain the key at any one point, then it's going to return false. And then let's look at the edge cases now. So let's see, what if the strings were null, like at the very start? We would not be able to, we would not put anything. So if the strings were null, then the character C to string.to character array, it would be null. So it's not going to go through the loop, first loop. It's not going to go through the second loop, or it could go through the second loop, but it's not going to find the key in the hash map. So it's going to return false. If there's something in the second loop, then it's going to return false. Cool. And then same thing but vice versa with the other one. So let's say the first one has characters, and if hashmap contains key C, then we're going to put C. And then the second loop, let's say if it's null, then it's not going to go out there, and it would return true. So that's not a good sign. Let me just try to run and submit it once, just to make sure if it already covers the test cases. I feel like I might be confused right now. So, or yeah, like, so when there's like one A and then this one has AB, it's not really working. So why would it not work? The first element, we're going to put A and we're going to put B, and then for each of the element here, if hashmap does not contain key, then do that. But if, okay, so that's what it is. So the test case should be like, so if the lengths are not same, then we should return false beforehand. So if s the length is not equals to t dot length, then by default we have to return false. Okay, let me try. Like with this, it should work. If the length is not equals to that length, then we return false. Hopefully that should be good now. Cool, there you go. So this is how you solve this problem. Hope you understood it, and go through the problem a few more times, and you should be able to figure it out. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.